Good morning, everyone. Shug, Miss Melissa. Hey, ladies. Shug, you was finally first in the chat today. Hope y'all are still in here. Let me find my chat on my phone. I'll have to move my rocking chair here. It's knocking up against my thing. Let me just find it. Gosh, it's cold this morning, isn't it? I cannot believe it. It's like springtime. I'm like ready for the weather to warm up. It looks like it's going to be a pretty day, but it's just chilly out. Hey, Cheryl. Good morning. Welcome. Oh, let me get on my live chat. I wish I'd brought my little phone stand in here, but I didn't. Jamie. Hey, y'all. Going to try and drive and listen. It's not easy. Jamie, do not chat while you're driving, girl, unless you're stopped at a red light. Good morning, Jean. Jamie says cold here too. Blackberry winter. Yes, it is. I forgot about that. It is blackberry winter, I bet. Look, I got my headphones in and don't even got them hooked up. I'm losing it. Okay, girl, you promise don't text and drive. I always tell Southern Mom that because she's always driving when she's listening to the live streams. And I always say, don't text and drive. So dangerous. Tremaine, good morning. Well, there's a lot new, guys. And, Mommy Rambling's son passed away last night. The ladies in Discord came in and told me, and I went over there and listened, and she had got a phone call while she was live streaming. And yeah, she made a post later on. He did pass away. I can't imagine what she's going through. So y'all please remember her in your prayers, her and her family. She said it was her second born child, but her firstborn son. Yeah. You just don't never know. You just don't never know what's going to happen. Sometimes I get really aggravated with Mark. He interrupts my live streams or makes me late because he's running in and out, and getting the dog started. But I'm going to try to quit getting aggravated about that because, he could go down the road and get killed. And here I got mad over him interrupting my live stream or causing me to be late. I don't know what happened. I'm just going to speculate and say maybe a car accident. That's all I really know. That's what it sounded like to me. Hey, save Robbie. Yeah, it's very sad. She was just sitting there on her live stream, having a good time, had some ladies on there, and then just all of a sudden got a phone call that she had to leave. And then this morning I went and checked, and she had made a post. Bless her heart. I'm not sure how many kids she has. Maybe she'll do another post later. My aunt caught COVID-19 and showed symptoms 2 days before she passed. It attacked her lungs. I'm so sorry, Lucy. Love to hear about that. Hey, Donna. Darwin Ziegelman. She has 5 kids. Thank you, Darwin. I like that name. I think I saw you before in the chat. How old was he? I think he's a teenager. I'm not sure. I don't watch Mommy Ramblings a lot because she comes on really late. Sometimes I'll catch her short videos, but I like her. She's a nice lady. You can tell she's a very respectable lady. If I'm not mistaken, seems like she's a journalist or used to be a journalist, news reporter, something, worked for a newspaper or something like that. He was 30. Okay. Okay. See, she just looks so young to me. She doesn't look like she would have a kid 30 years old. I mean, I thought they were teenagers. Good morning, Karen. I've been worried about you. She has a daughter and 4 sons. He was her eldest son, second born. Yeah, the age don't matter. Just curious. I understand. Yeah, it's very, very sad. I don't know what to say. I'm just lost for words. When I saw that last night, because I went over to see what happened, and the life was still up. I went and after I saw that, I went and hugged my son. I've only got one child. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. People dying of allergies automatically stamped COVID-19 when it was actually peanut allergies. Really awkward occurrence. That is crazy. Yes, 100% COVID-19, her kids were calling it a hoax. I've seen a lot of people call that a hoax, and I'm like, are y'all serious? Are y'all that dumb? The people that thinks that COVID-19 is not real. How's all these people dying then? Thousands of people dying. Hundreds and thousands of dead bodies all over the world in funeral homes that can't be buried and stuff because of this madness. I like some conspiracy theories, but when it comes to crap like this, I don't. It's just like the Sandy Hook shooting. I've had people tell me that didn't happen. That sure as hell damn did happen too. Sandy Hook shooting did happen. The news station did a special where they interviewed a few funeral homes. I guess they're just assuming everyone that dies right now is dying of COVID-19, and that's just not true. Hey, Tina. I see very sad news about Carolyn's son. I know. Time for change. Good morning. Hope's well with each and everyone. My heart is breaking for Carolyn and her family. Yeah. And she's just been through so much. Look at what people has done to this lady online. They have called and left mommy ramblings, threatening messages. I mean, when I first started YouTube, she was being harassed, leaving her threatening messages, having her swatted. And now her son has passed away. I hope people really lay off this lady. They shouldn't have ever been messing with her to begin with. She's a nice lady. She's respectful. Hey, Florence, good to see you. Southern Mom. Please don't add any conspiracies to my aunt's death. That's disrespect. Oh, I didn't add any conspiracies to your aunt's death. I'm saying these people that think that, COVID-19 is not real is crazy. I'm not into really conspiracies. Maybe conspiracies about aliens or something, Yeah, it's awful people been. Yeah, Lucy Love, I wasn't saying that towards your aunt or nothing. Oh, not you, Lucy. Okay. Okay, good. I thought she was talking about me. I didn't want you to misunderstand. Someone actually clipped it and posted it. Yeah, and they got her names titled in videos this morning and everything, which is disrespectful as hell. Of course, people in the community is going to talk about it like we are right now, but I'm not going to title my video with her name. I did do members only posts and community posts because I thought that was the right thing to do. But I'm not going to be doing no video. That is so disrespectful. Her son just passed away last night. I love you too, Lucy Love. I wasn't being hateful to you. I thought you was talking to me, girl. I'm sorry. See, after watching what I did, COVID-19 is on. Hey, Emily. Battery dying. Can't stay long. I am so bad not to charge my phone at night, but I did last night. I blocked that person. Hey, people are such smart alecks, Lucy Love, on here. They're such smart alecks. I couldn't tell you how many times people have been rude to me over my accent. Hell, I can't help how I talk. If you don't like it, don't listen. But people's just rude. But most of the people that say that's actually troll accounts, and it's people from this community. Yeah, I know a person for sure. Everybody just loves her. But she was trolling me, talking about my southern accent, telling me I was dumb and stuff a while back. Yeah. But everybody just loves her. Anyways, I'm not gonna get on a rant this morning. Let me get my true crime pulled up. So yesterday they came out with this article, which they clickbaited us, and I guess I clickbaited y'all. I didn't really mean to. I just titled it the way the article had it. But they had Evelyn Boswell, a person of interest, identified. And then after I got into the article, yeah, they've got a suspect identified, but they didn't release the name to the public. They got a new article up from 2 hours ago. We're going to take a look and see if it... Remy, I'll do my... If I got a rant, I'll do it my members only. I'm going to try not to rant. I'm telling you, some people trigger me, and I've really, really had to take a step back from people's channels and stuff because it just triggers me. There's a certain person that triggers me, and I can't help it. Okay. So authorities have a person of interest. Oh, God, quit asking me questions, Chromebook. Authorities have a person of interest in the death of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, whose body was found in Tennessee in March. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office declined to identify the person of interest who is under investigation, per WJHL. Now, I'm assuming, it's my theory, this person of interest is Megan Boswell. Evelyn's mother, age 18, Megan Boswell, remains in jail following her February 25th arrest on a charge of making a false report. We were immediately getting deception and lies from Megan, Captain Joey Strickler tells WJHL. And he says investigators haven't interviewed Megan or any of her family members since Evelyn's body was found on March 6th. And it is not clear when or how Evelyn died. She was found in a shed on a Bluntful property belonging to a relative, and Captain Strickler says authorities weren't led to the shed by a tip. Rather, investigators were following up on some things when they returned to the property that led to the actual searching. There's plenty of more work to be done before an indictment, he adds. And that's it. I don't even know why they came out. I don't even know why I did a video on it, to be honest. But I'm just going to say I don't even know why they came out this article if they're not even going to freaking tell us who the person of interest is. And I'm wondering why they haven't talked to Megan Boswell. Is it because of the COVID-19 pandemic? Or is it because she's like, no, I don't want to talk to you without an attorney? But she does have a defense attorney. Wow, she's only 18. Yes, she's only 18. I mean, when this case first happened and I saw her interview, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks like a child. Yeah, she is a child. She's 18. But you know what? There's plenty of young parents in this world, and they are great parents. They don't pull crap like this. Did you see the follow-up on women in North Carolina? Car found in marsh. I did see a little bit of it, Emily. I think the girls may have wrecked and got killed. I think someone actually reported a wreck, and they went out there and they didn't see a car. When I was 17, it's when I had my daughter. She's 15 now, and you're a wonderful mother. A lot of people will say, "Oh, well, Megan's young, this and that." That does not matter. I know a girl that had a baby when she was 13 years old. First time the girl ever had sex, she got pregnant. True story. 13 years old. I went to school with her. And she was a wonderful mother. A young mother, but a wonderful one. Still is. They were speeding. Yes, cops didn't follow up in daylight. Wow. They're going to probably be disciplined for that. Not doing their job, Emily. Anyways, back to Evelyn. The person of interest is probably, like I said, Megan Boswell. Of course, it could be like Angela Boswell or Hunter T's Chicken Shack, Hunter Wood, but I think it's Megan. And the investigators said they are still going through evidence, and they said some of the evidence they will go through it when the time comes. And I'm thinking the time has come, people. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get her indicted for murder. She was responsible for Evelyn's well-being, her care, and look what happened to her. She wound up dead, wrapped up, thrown in a shed with a bunch of junk, like she was a piece of trash. Everybody says Megan Boswell was a good mother, her friends and family. Well, she probably was good in front of people, but behind closed doors was a different story. Something that's always stuck out in my head is the first interview she gave with WJHL. She made a comment about Evelyn always pulling her hair and stuff like that. And to me, I thought, oh, did that bother you that your little girl pulled your hair? My son used to pull my hair all the time. It was long. Not really on purpose. You know how kids will just grab at stuff. Or maybe, Megan's a pathological liar. So maybe she was pulling Evelyn's hair instead of Evelyn pulling hers. I believe she abused Evelyn. Makes me sick to my stomach, I know. Another channel said POS not in custody, thinking it's Hunter. It could be Hunter, but I mean, it's a good possibility. It could be Hunter Wood, but Megan is her mother. Megan is the one that was responsible. She should be the first person of interest, in my opinion. She could have it could have been an accident and Evelyn died and she panicked, but a normal person, don't matter what age they are, young, old, if a kid has an accident, they call 911. There's so much child abuse going on right now, guys. So much. There's always child abuse been going on, but it just seems like there's a hell of a lot more right now. And I'm getting ready to show y'all something. Y'all won't believe what this kid was living in. There's another case. This is out of Florida. And then we'll get to the man that snapped his wife's neck here in a second. Y'all hear licking. Ladies over there licking her foot. Stinking dogs. Okay, let me get to my screen share. Okay. So fleas infest cops as they rescue a 6-year-old boy hiding in a closet filled with flies and dog's feces. Florida woman arrested. That's the title. A Florida woman is behind bars after police rescued a young boy hiding in a home filled with fleas and dog feces. I'm going to try to say this, y'all. Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office reports the 58-year-old Tony Reed was arrested after police responded to a call about a child who locked herself out of their home in the Fort Walton Beach area. The sheriff's deputies arrived at the home on April 22nd. They gained access and found a 6-year-old boy inside the residence, hiding in a closet. The responding deputies said that while they were in the home, they became covered in fleas. Oh my goodness. Here's this nasty ass's picture. Dog feces and urine were spread throughout the home. There was also an abundance of flies, multiple knives within the victim's reach in the kitchen, as well as multiple chemicals on kitchen counters. There's her mugshot. 3 flea-infested dogs were reportedly found inside the home, including an elderly dog who couldn't walk. The child's bedroom had an old bare mattress on the floor with a hole in it down to the inner springs. Northwest Daily News reports that Reed had no reaction when authorities informed her that they were removing the child from her care. She showed concern about the dogs, however, and making arrangements for a new home for them. Reed reportedly blamed the boy for the condition of his room and insisted she kept a clean house. What a delusional woman. She allegedly said that if the house was dirty, it was because the boy made it that way. So this statement right here, if the house was dirty, it was because the boy made it that way. That shows that she, in my opinion, was abusive to this child. Of course she was. Abusive to this child and blamed him for anything and everything that went wrong. So it's his fault there's dog feces everywhere. It's his fault the house is covered in fleas. It's his fault that he's got an old mattress on the floor with a hole in it and the springs coming up. It's his fault there's knives all over the house in his reach. This is an abusive woman. Not just neglectful, abusive. What do y'all call that when, people don't clean their house and they got children living in filth? Is that neglect? That's what you call neglect, right? Okay. So that's the end of the article. And here's another one. Toddler boy stabbed to death, mother in custody. Let's read this one. Lucy Love. It's called Neglect. Thank you, Lucy. Scroll. We'll read this and then we'll get to the man that broke his wife's neck. Michigan police have taken into custody a mother whose toddler son was found stabbed to death earlier Wednesday. Inkster police said relatives found the 3-year-old boy when they hadn't heard from the mother in several days and went to the home to check on her. Inkster police said the boy had stab wounds all over his body, but the mother was not home when they arrived around 4 p.m. Police said she was believed to have left in an Uber. Assistant Police Chief Bill Ratliff said she was located at about 5:45 p.m. and was being interviewed. We are continuing to investigate, Ratliff said. That's all I can tell you. The Michigan State Police are assisting the Inkster Police Department. Inkster is a small town about 20 miles west of Detroit in Wayne County. I've never heard of that, Inkster. Okay. Uh-oh, there's a missing baby, guys. Missing toddler. I call toddlers babies, by the way. I just saw this. This is a new one. Oh, no, he's wandered off. Timothy did me that one day, like that one time when he was about 2 years old when I was in the shower. He figured out how to unlock the door and went outside. But he was just outside in the yard. But it scared me to death. Emily, near Detroit, yes. Lucy's in Arkansas. Oh, I'd love to go to Arkansas. Okay, so a search is underway for a 2-year-old boy who was last seen near Salina, Oklahoma. I think that's how you say that. ABC 8 reports that Jesse Dale Young disappeared from his family home around 4 miles around 4 miles Salina off of East Road 480 on Wednesday at around 11 a.m. That sentence didn't sound right. According to his mother, Carly, he was wearing a pull-up diaper and a pair of blue Croc-style shoes when he vanished. Several agencies are currently searching for little Jesse, but so far there has been no sign of him. I'm a little suspicious of that. I'm always suspicious, though. I just want my baby home safe. He's my snuggle bug, my adventure buddy, my everything, Carly wrote on Facebook. Jesse Dale Young. Oh, look at him. He must be in the habit of wearing his little pull-up around at his boots or whatever shoes he's wearing. My son used to do that. Jesse is described as a white male who stands 3 feet 3 inches tall and weighs 35 pounds. The Mays County Sheriff's Office asked that no one come to search the site at this time. Authorities are utilizing planes, canine units, drones, and searchers on horseback and foot area fire departments, EMT services, and the sheriff's office to help search for the boy. Anyone who happens to spot Jesse should contact the Mays County Sheriff's Office, 918-825-3535, or call 911. Let's look at his little picture again. Oh my gosh, I wonder what the temperature, I'm going to look real quick. I'm going to see what the temperature is in Oklahoma, that place. What did I say it was? Salina, Oklahoma. Temperature. Okay, so it's 63 right now. Let's see what the temperature was last night. It's not, I can't find it. Hold on a minute. It's in the low 60s, so. Okay, so today it's going to be the high of 67. Tonight it's going to be 52. So I'd say it was in its 50 and probably 50 degrees or something last night there. And he only had a pull-up on and a pair of Croc shoes. Gosh, I hope they find him and he didn't pass away of hypothermia. Good morning, Alyssa. Sweet wheat. Hey, y'all. It's cold. Yeah. Bless his heart. You know, that other little girl wandered off with her hound dog a while back. What was her name? I think it was Sadie something. But anyway, she got found safe and sound, thank goodness. Let me get out of this, and we're going to talk about this guy from Minnesota that strangled his wife. He tried to pull a Chris Watts here. I did a video and put it up on my Patreon yesterday. Let me find it. Okay. This is not the exact article I wanted, but it'll work. They usually all say the same thing anyways. I don't know, for some reason, let me get out of this. For some reason, it's not wanting me to show that article. It probably wants me to sign it and pay for something. Jesus Christ. I don't know why those people do that for. Oh, crap. Okay, here we go. I don't know what's going on with People Magazine's true crime section, but they've not had any new true crime articles since we did that topic about the cats in California that were left in that parked car. There's like 20 some cats, I believe. Okay, so this man right here, he's from Minnesota, him and his wife. Says controlling husband snaps wife's neck and buries her under the home. He actually buried her in the crawl space, which reminded me of John Wayne Gacy. He put all his bodies in the crawl space. A Minnesota man was charged Tuesday with murdering his wife, who he allegedly reported missing after strangling and burying her under their home. Joshua Burry, 28, claimed that he came home from work on April 30th, felt no signs of his wife Maria, age 28, except for her cell phone. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office said in a statement that police conducted a helicopter search after Joshua searched his wife's typical walking route. During their investigation, police reportedly learned from friends and family that the couple were having marital problems. Joshua was described as controlling and possessive, and Maria's mother claimed that she planned to leave him. Police staged a second large-scale search on May the 1st. The following day, Maria Burry's body was reportedly discovered in a crawl space under her Maple Grove home. Prosecutors wrote that it took authorities hours to exhume her body. According to the defendant, the killing and cover-up took only 2.5 hours. The defendant said he intended to use the duct tape roll that he used to wrap the victim's body to also hang her missing posters for her. Following his arrest, Joshua allegedly confessed to strangling Maria on April 30th during an argument about her leaving him. He recounted squeezing his wife's neck until he heard a snap, then placing a plastic bag over her head and nose as she took her dying breaths. Joshua was charged with second-degree murder with intent. Prosecutors have asked to have the bail set at $2 million due to the violent nature of the crime. Excuse me. You never ever tell someone that's abusive, or even just say someone's controlling, they're not physically abusive. You still don't tell them that you're leaving them, because control is a form of abuse as well. Let me look at the chat for a sec. Hey, Rita, good morning. I wonder what made it second-degree murder. I don't know. Good question. That seems like it was because probably it wasn't premeditated, I bet, because he just killed her during an argument. Maybe they he snapped. World's full of cray-cray. Hey, little Kelly. Yeah, there's cray-cray people everywhere. Look at this article. Human remains found in plastic container in hotel bathroom. And this happened in the state of Washington. Renton. Says police arrested a 31-year-old man at a hotel room in Renton, Washington. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's okay. After the search for a missing man led investigators to a body in the hotel's bathroom. Police officers made the arrest after they were called to the scene by detectives from Mercer Island, who were looking for a 61-year-old man who hadn't been seen since April 23rd. The Mercer Island police noticed a foul odor from one of the hotel rooms and called the police, who reached the man in the room on telephone. The man, however, refused to let the police inside the room, prompting them to obtain a search warrant. When they executed the search warrant, they found human remains in a plastic container in the bathroom. Police have not yet determined the cause and manner of death, nor have they identified the remains. The suspect, who has not been identified, was arrested and charged on charges unrelated to the remains, pending a determination of the victim's cause of death. Renton is a suburb of Seattle, along the southeastern shore of Lake Washington. Mercer Island is a city on an island of the same name in the southern portion of the lake. Wow, that's confusing. That was hard to read and confusing. Thank you, Emily, for posting that hotline, domestic violence hotline. Don't let your abusers know you're leaving. Amen. You cannot tell someone that's nuts like that, especially a control freak, an abusive person. You cannot tell them that they're leaving, because they will flip out when they lose control of the situation, like Fotis Dulos did Jennifer Dulos. And we're going to be revisiting that case here soon. I just need to prepare for it. I need to find that arrest affidavit and go back over it stuff. It's in my Google Drive somewhere. Now let's get to Gannon. Now, I've not covered Gannon's case. I do know a little bit about it, but I did come across that a lady was arrested because she leaked the arrest affidavit for, what's her name? Letitia T. Monster, whatever you want to call that monster. I'm really glad that I didn't keep up with this case, because I was keeping up with the Evelyns at the same time, and I just couldn't handle them both at the same time, you know. His stepmother and then someone who worked in the court or somewhere leaked it. Hey, that Letitia Stauch, like I said, I've not followed it a lot. But what I can see, she is crazy. She was abusive to that little boy. She tried to put down his mom all the time. Like his mom was a piece of crap or something. And like she's like, you know, mother of the freaking year. She had probably been abusing this little boy for years. And he was probably too scared to tell his mom or his dad. Maybe he was afraid nobody would believe him. It's my opinion she abused him. She just didn't snap one day and kill this kid. I mean, that's possible. That can happen sometimes. But I don't think that's the case. It says, administrator arrested for leaking affidavit detailing Colorado boy's murder before judge unsealed it. Why did she do this? Does she not know that she can cause a lot of damage to this case by doing that? They didn't want that out. Now everybody knows what investigators know, and they didn't want the public knowing that. People have no freaking common sense. So a Colorado woman has been charged after allegedly leaking an affidavit with details surrounding the death of a slain child, 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. According to the 4th District Attorney's Office, a 53-year-old Brighton City Attorney Executive Administrator, Sherry Varsbeet, something like that, is accused of leaking the affidavit to an online true crime group on sorry guys, my rope fell off my rocking chair on me. Okay, to a true crime group on April 2nd, a week before the judge planned to lift the seal on it. Authorities indicated that she had access and login credentials to the system. The reason the affidavit was sealed included to protect the integrity of the investigation as it contained information known only to law enforcement and the persons involved in that investigation. So she could have damaged this investigation by doing this. Allen said he doesn't think the affidavit leak will hurt the case against Letitia Stauch, the woman accused of killing her. I'm not going to call him he is not her stepson, Gannon, on January 27th. However, Allen added that the leak didn't give Gannon's parents the chance to read over it and digest the details with authorities before viewing it online. People are so disrespectful. It was also sealed to protect Gannon's parents and relatives. It was our plan to present the affidavit to them and answer their questions before they saw it online or in the media. That is a courtesy I am sure everyone can understand. This Farsbeat, according to the Denver Post, has been placed on administrative leave while an internal city investigation into the matter continues. She has been charged with one misdemeanor count of official misconduct. Given the leak, a judge decided to officially release the affidavit early on April 3rd. Oh, it's got the affidavit here. Let's take a look at that. I got a little bit of time. Timothy's still in the bed this morning. Well, he's on the couch. He slept on the couch last night. Okay, so I clicked on it thinking it was going to take me to the leaked affidavit, but it didn't. Okay, it says read the full affidavit below. Okay, here it is. Okay. The following affidavit is submitted to the court to document probable cause in support of the request for the issuance of an arrest warrant for Stauch Letitia, date of birth 8/4/1983. Okay, we're not going to read all that. We don't want to read the good stuff. I mean, there's no good stuff to read, but you know what I mean, the details. Okay. Gosh, Nancy Grace, quit advertising at the bottom like we get it, people. Where's the rest of it at? Oh, I got to download it. Okay. I think it's going to let me download it. If it lets me download it, I'll share it to my Patreon too. Oh, for anybody that's in Patreon, I put the PDF file for Cindy Watts's alleged book in my Patreon if anybody wants to read it. This breaking affidavit is crazy. I went over it like the day it came out. She's crazy. Her Google searches and all her insecurities. Okay. Okay, murder in the first. Child abuse result in death. Tampering with the deceased human body. Tampering with physical evidence. The Stauch family is a blended family, and all will be discussed at various points below. This representation purposely has little details in order to give an overall view of the family structure. It's just talking about all. Okay, and it says, talking about Letitia, the last known to investigators to see 11-year-old Gannon. She says it calls him or calls her the stepmother. I hate that. I guess they had to. Oh, right here it starts. Do y'all want me to read this or not? Or save it for another day? It's pretty long. Okay. Let's read a little bit of it. Okay. I conducted a Google search for the term "Can Nintendo find my Switch?" and learned that Switch does not come with any sort of tracking abilities. As such, Letitia likely felt it was safe to dispose of the Nintendo Switch. So it was one of her searches. She used the missing Switch to help deceive law enforcement into searching for Gannon as a possible runaway. Ultimately, investigators located video surveillance from a neighbor's surveillance camera that showed what investigators believed to be Le Monster and an individual that appeared to match Gannon's physical description depart their residence in the Nissan Frontier at or about, what does it say? I can't see it. 1016 hours, military time, on January 27, 2020. The video camera is several homes away and does not provide images clear enough to make positive identification on those captured in the recording. The vehicle returned at about 1400, I don't know how you say military time, and Letitia exited the vehicle. After viewing the video, I could not be sure if another person exited the vehicle or not, but I submit Gannon likely did return home with Le Monsters that afternoon. These times corroborated by data collected from an ADT security system installed in the Stauch's residence are discussed below in more detail. Based on data returned from the Stauch's ADT security system, the motion detectors in the living room or basement did not register any activity from approximately, got the military time, until Letitia and Gannon entered the home at approximately 1422 hours. Investigators confirmed, what's that name? It's kind of not clear, Layana, to be at school, and confirmed that Harley was at work. As such, investigators believe there was likely nobody else in the residence except Letitia and Gannon. Okay, I'm scrolling too much. Okay. Letitia's historical cell phone site information, detailed information about her iPhone status, and a text message sent to Harley from Gannon's cell phone support that Le Monster left her cell phone at the Stauch's residence the morning of January 27, 2020. The fact Le Monster left her phone at home is suspicious on its own based on her history of extensive use of the phone. I've always said that, guys. Like Fotis Dulos, he's always said, I was at home, the morning that Jennifer disappeared. Hey, you can leave your phone. I could leave my phone home right now. Leave it open on YouTube. Go commit a crime and say, hey, I was at home. Look at my cell phone. That'll prove it. That don't prove crap. Okay. Okay. I have reviewed forensic search records for Le Monster's phone and found she is an active user on social media, including but not limited to Facebook and Instagram. A more detailed review of Le Monster's iPhone screen time log between January 25th, 2020 at 0800 hours, I didn't know how to say that military time, and January 29th, 2020 at 1100 hours revealed that Le Monster spent approximately 38,607 seconds on Facebook Messenger alone, which equates to approximately 10.7 hours of cumulative time over those days. Crap. Okay. Le Monster's telephone was locked at or about 956 hours on January 27, 2020, I'm going to have to learn how to say military time, guys. I apologize. On the same day. The timing of the unlocking of the device is significant as compared to her departure and arrival to and from the residence and should be noted by the court. Particularly, LaMonster did not open her phone for approximately 30 minutes after she arrived back to the residence. On January 27th, there was a message sent from Gannon's phone to Harley's phone that reads, Tisha left phone at home. If you need her, text me. This message was sent at 1037 hours. Why don't they just put the right time in here? I don't know how to say military time. Crap. I'm going to have to figure out how to say that, though. Okay, scrub too much. Okay. Investigators were able to confirm, based on video surveillance footage and purchase receipts, that Letitia traveled to Petco, located at 5020 North Nevada Avenue, Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Petco is approximately 22 miles from the residence and approximately 30-minute drive based on Google Maps direction. The receipt shows LaMonster completed her purchase at about 11:22 hours. Gannon is not visible on the day of the surveillance video obtained at Petco. Letitia's whereabouts are unknown between approximately 1122 hours, 1322 hours. I don't know if I'm saying that right. 1322 hours, Letitia was again captured on video surveillance, making a second purchase at the same Petco on North Nevada Avenue. Mr. Stauch sent a text message to Gannon's cell phone at or about 12:06 hours that read, Hey, buddy. This message was unanswered until 13:21 hours. The response was, Can I play Zelda at least? Mr. Stauch replied, Not today. Yeah, probably because he was in trouble with that step monster. A significant event occurred on Gannon's phone at about 13:43 hours, which is prior to arriving back at the Stauch residence. There was an internet search for, Can my parents find my cell phone if it's off? I submit that this internet search was likely conducted by LaMonster on Gannon's phone, and that Gannon himself, based on the content of the search, the way the search terms were phrased, in the presence of the quotations in between phone and if, this is very similar to the way LaMonster conducted searches on her phone. Furthermore, the search term was parent singular. I submit it is reasonable that Mr. Stauch only, not LaMonster, would be interested in the location of Gannon's phone, and that LaMonster was possibly deliberately on how or if she would dispose of Gannon's phone after she murdered him. I conducted the Google search, Can my parents find my cell phone if it's off, and learned the first answer returned in the search engine reads, The answer to your question depends on what method is being used to track your location. Gannon's phone was found at the residence. I submit that LaMonster did not get rid of Gannon's phone for fear it might be traceable. The Nissan Frontier returned to the Stauch residence at or about 1420 hours. A search warrant authorized by this court was executed on the Nissan Frontier and found no indications of blood inside the vehicle. LaMonster had been without her cell phone for hours, yet her screen was not unlocked until approximately 1445 hours, which was 25 minutes after driving back at the residence. During that 25-minute period, there is no motion activity both upstairs and downstairs on the ADT records. Oh, there is motion activity. My bad. Leanna, I think it's her name, returned home from school at around 15 hours. During a recorded forensic interview with investigators, she stated that she returned home. The monster told her Gannon was asleep in her bed and that she could not see him. The monster told Leanna to go outside and play. I submit that Leanna was sent outside because Gannon was likely dead, and Le Monster was cleaning up blood from inside the house. God, money. Her brother's body was in the house when she got home from school. At about 1555 hours, Mr. Stauch sent another message to Gannon's phone. Hey, buddy. This message was not read until 1940 hours. It is likely that Gannon was already murdered by Letitia at the time Mr. Stauch sent the message. Based on the exterior video footage, Harley arrived at the residence in her white VW Jetta at or about 1642 and picked up Leanna. To be clear, investigators have not located any evidence that any person other than Leanna and Le Monster had access to Gannon between approximately 1,000 hours and 1734 hours on January 27th. God, I hate military time because I don't know how to say it. Gosh, this is like 32 pages long. I won't be able to read it all. I forgot, is the death penalty on the table? I'm not sure. Tina, I think she was hoping for a trial would be there because Casey Aho got off there. Well, I mean, is she dumb? I mean, not Eugene. I'm talking about Le Monster. Is she dumb? You go to trial in the state that you committed the murder in, not the state you dumped the body in. It's where the actual crime happened. Hey, even if, see, everything goes by 100 hours. For example, 1,400 hours, 1,200 hours. Thank you, Tremaine. Thank you. That's so aggravating. And I know people think I'm ignorant, but crap, I don't know military time. I don't know why they got to put them in these affidavits like that. I mean, crap. Hold on one sec, guys. We'll scroll on down and see what else we can find. Okay. How did I get out of that? Okay, let's go back. I clicked on the wrong window. I want to get to the real. Okay. Okay, so let's go right here. I better read what it says first. Okay. Responding deputies also searched. I'm skipping some stuff, guys. Sorry. The responding deputies also searched in Gannon's basement bedroom. Why was Gannon's bedroom in the basement? Did he want privacy? Was that his idea? Or was that Le Monster wanting him as far away from his father as possible? Okay. Basement bedroom. And I have viewed images of Gannon's bedroom taken from the BWC. Below I've included a BWC image of Gannon's bedroom. So it's body camera, police body camera. The photo comparison is significant for many reasons. In the corner of the bedroom where Gannon's head is visible is the key area discussed in several sections. See right image below taken at 0, 100. I don't know how to say. Hey, Jermaine, I tried to say it. 0813 hours. The placement of Gannon's bed is in the immediate location where his blood, based on DNA profile results, was found on the wall, the carpet, and on the concrete below the carpet. These details are discussed below, and a large volume of blood appears to have been in that area. For the purposes of comparison between the images, it appears that although the sheet may or may not be the same, the blankets are different and the pillowcase, if not the whole pillow, is different. I submit that a logical explanation for the missing bedding is that they were likely saturated in blood after Gannon's murder and were removed by Lamonster to clean up the murder scene. Furthermore, investigators were unable to locate the bedding in the Stauch residence during any of approximately 5 searches of the residence. Don't scroll. Crap, these images are dark, so you can't see what they're talking about. Another photo was recovered from the monster's cell phone that shows his bed was not pushed directly against the wall by the head of the bed. This photo articulates the ability for blood to get onto the walls and floors in the same corner of the bedroom. Mr. Stauch stated the positioning of the bed is unusual, and the bed is usually pushed against the wall. Okay, let me go back up here. Okay, so the bed is different, but the photos are just so dark. So was she beating on Gannon, and she beat him so much that she knew her husband was going to know when he came home from work? She knew that when he got back home, maybe she'd be caught. So she killed Gannon. Did she shoot him? What did she do? So he spent the night in Denver, Mr. Stauch, on January 25th, 2020, and flew out of Denver International Airport on January 26th. Investigators were able to corroborate that he traveled to Dallas, Texas, and ultimately to Oklahoma based on his flight records. On the morning of January 28, 2020, Lamonster rented a 2019 Kia Rio from Avis Rent-A-Car in Colorado Springs. Lamonster picked up Mr. Stauch at the Colorado Springs airport at about 0850 hours on January 28, 2020. Shortly after Lamonster rented the vehicle, Lamonster and Mr. Stauch drove home to the residence from the airport in the rented Kia. The timing of the rental of the Kia is suspicious, and combined with forensic evidence later obtained by the Tygon and discussed below, I don't know how you say that, tends to place additional importance on why Lamonster felt compelled to rent a vehicle that morning. Investigators located no evidence that the Tygon was not mechanically functioning and noted any reason why it could not have been physically driven. In fact, the Tygon, I don't know how you say that, I've never heard that vehicle, remained parked in Colorado Springs Airport short-term parking lot until approximately 1900 hours on January 28, 2020. Between investigators and Mr. Stauch, a limited search for Tygon was conducted and produced negative results. Investigators later learned she left the vehicle in the short-term parking lot, Colorado Springs Airport, but removed the vehicle about January 28, 2020 at 1900 hours. The Kia Rio was returned on the morning of January 29th. It's why I like to read stuff before I read it to y'all, so I'm not all bum-fuzzling through it. Gene, after they found his body, CC, they added 8 charges. Gun, knife, and blunt objects are all in the charges. So, Gene, did she murder him with a gun and a knife? She had hatred towards this child. And let me tell you why she had hatred towards him. For one, she's a monster and probably a psychopath, so whatever. But she was probably jealous of him and jealous of his biological mother. Some people are like that. Some people will resent their partner's kids from a previous marriage. There's some good step parents in the world. There's also some bad ones. And ones like this is what gives step parents a bad name. I don't consider her a step parent myself. Um, let's see what else says. I submitted Le Monster could not pick her husband up in the Volkswagen Tiguan because it likely would have revealed evidence of Gannon's murder, including blood or actual remains of Gannon himself. Investigators applied for and were granted by the court a search warrant for the 2019 Kia Rio rented by Le Monster. This vehicle was located at the rental company at the Colorado Springs Airport and had not been rented to another customer in between the time Le Monster dropped the vehicle off and when investigators seized it. Investigators did take a swab from a stain that was confirmed to be the blood in the trunk of the Kia Rio and submitted into the Metro Crime Laboratory for analysis. A DNA profile was developed and determined it was a mixture of two contributors, one of which was a male. The major male profile did not match Gannon Stauch's DNA. Okay, and they noted that the Kia had a significant amount of mud underneath the vehicle, but this did not provide any successful investigative leads in looking for Gannon's remains. They did, it says that they collected an air filter at the vehicle and attempted to identify particles that may be useful to identify where the vehicle might have been. And I have seen them do that on forensic files. I have seen them get like someone dumped a body one time in this field and the car had weeds underneath it, and they matched those weeds and stuff to that field somehow. It's crazy, y'all. I was wanting to get to, I don't want to say good parts. I said that earlier. I did not mean it that way. The interesting stuff, like the evidence. I mean, we've been reading a little evidence, but like, okay. To be clear, luminol is a chemical used to detect trace amounts of blood at crime scenes. Although I do not have a chemical or biology background, I have learned that luminol reacts with iron in it. That's true. Okay, so several areas of that Tygon, is that how you say that? Tygon? Reacted to luminol as mentioned in paragraph 68. Specifically, the search team found evidence of suspected blood on the rear bumper, the step plate of the rear bumper. The location of the blood is significant because this vehicle was backed into the garage of Le Monster's residence the day of Gannon's murder. The search of the residence is discussed below, but it's also noted that evidence of Gannon's blood based on DNA profile was also located on the floor of the garage, consistent with where the end of the vehicle would have been, the Tigan, whatever it's called. I never heard of that vehicle before. Okay, so that's just a photo of the reaction to, it's so dark though, the reaction to the luminol. Okay, inside that vehicle, they found a receipt from a dollar store, timestamp January 27th, 1714 hours. I don't know if I said that right. And documented the purchase of trash bags, baking soda, vinegar, and the items listed in paragraph 74. Baking soda, trash bags, and vinegar. All cleaning stuff. You can clean with baking soda and vinegar. Vinegar gets stains out. Also included in this dollar store purchase was baby oil, baby lotion, cotton rounds, and bubble gum. Investigators do not believe these other items were involved in the cleaning of the murder scene. Well, of course not. And likely have no investigative value at this point. So this woman murders Gannon. She goes to the dollar store to buy cleaning supplies. And while she's there, she gets herself a few things. She gets herself some baby oil and some baby lotion and some cotton rounds and some bubble gum. Clearly, psychopath monster. I know from personal experience that baking soda and vinegar are common household items that can be used to clean blood. Additionally, I conducted open source internet searches that revealed vinegar is one of the most common items used to clean bloodstains. You know, I didn't know that. I know you could use vinegar like if you're out of Windex or clean your coffee pot out, the reservoir part, put vinegar and water, run it through and clean your coffee pot out. But I didn't know that it removed bloodstains. It's tea gone. And oh, thanks, Emily. I don't know if there's surveillance footage from her at the dollar store. It's a good question. Tiguan, that's how you say it. Thanks, Emily. I'm so bad at pronunciation. That's why I like to read things before I come on here and read them, because I'll look things up, how to pronounce them and stuff. Valentine's Day, she told Gannon's dad that her and Gannon were raped anally. What? So she sent her daughter to get the things from the dollar store? Is that what you're saying? I'm just looking through here, see if I can, what I can see. I was just reading what that said. I'm going to read over this more when I get off here. There's just so much, and I just don't have time to do it. I hear my son up in there. So I gotta go make him breakfast here in a minute. It's talking about some Spanish guy. It's probably a made up lie. Okay, right here. Letitia claimed that she was raped in the basement between 1,430 hours, 1,530 hours. During that time, the back door of the residence located on the main level was open and closed 10 times. If indeed LaMonster was raped in the basement, it would be impossible for her to open the upstairs back door of the residence at the same time. I submit that LaMonster's claims of being raped in the basement are false, based on her cell phone activity and the stored ADT data. The logs from ADT indicate significant activity in the basement of the residence, where evidence suggests Gannon was murdered. For example, between January 23rd, 2020, oh, that's my birthday, and January 26, 2020, in the hours of 1500 and 1700, the average number of basement motion events was 3.5. On January 27, 2020, the average number of basement motion events was 10.3. A possible scenario for the increase in activity is that LaMonster was going upstairs and downstairs in order to get cleaning supplies and cleaning the murder scene. Did she really think she was just going to murder Gannon, act like that he ran away from home, Her husband was never going to find out what she did. Nobody was ever going to find out what she did, and that she was just going to go on with her life, and everybody was just going to think that he was missing. He ran away. Did she really think she's going to get by with that? And I'm just wondering if she planned to murder him. If, like, the day before or something, she knew, hey, I'm going to murder him. I'm going to get him out of my way. Or if she was beating on him and she left bruises and beat him bad. And she's like, hey, my husband's going to know I've been beating on his son, so I'm going to have to kill him. Maybe that's what she's thinking. Eduardo. Oh, yeah, who's this Eduardo person? I skimmed by that, Jane, a few minutes ago. Yeah, I saw La Monster in that interview she did with that reporter. She was outside, and that's when she said that Gannon's mom was staying at the house, and basically her husband had kicked her out. But anyways, she was trying to get her daughter to come over and tell that reporter something, back her story up. And you could tell her daughter didn't want to do it, but she did it anyways. Okay. So so they've been interviewing her. That's what I was reading. Towards the end of the interview, LaMonster said she wanted to leave. Investigators seized her telephone and detained her while they applied for a search warrant to obtain DNA collection. LaMonster began stuffing tissues in her pants and said she was having chest pains and shortness of breath. Began stuffing tissues in her pants? What the hell? Investigators immediately requested medical assistance, and paramedics from the Colorado Springs Fire Department arrived. LaMonster had appropriate responses to the paramedics' questions. Oh, yeah, they always get sick when they just, they're being confronted with the truth, or they get found guilty at trial. Oh, they always got a heart problem going on. I'm aware that LaMonster had made statements regarding Gannon's disappearance to individuals other than law enforcement, including but not limited to her friends, her husband, and the media. Indeed, some of those conversations have been captured and memorialized in recorded phone conversations and email messages. LaMonster's stories have continued to evolve, and material facts continue to change, including but not limited to the identify of her attacker, the location of Gannon's abduction, and the details of the alleged rape. During her statements, LaMonster did deny killing Gannon and provided explanations as to why there was blood in her vehicle, blood in Gannon's room, and why she was in the area of Palmer Lake, Colorado. Let me scroll back up here just a second, because I bypassed all that stuff about Eduardo, ever who that is. Okay. I thought I saw that guy's name, but maybe I bypassed it somewhere. Oh, right here it is. Right here it is. Letitia said she arrived home at 1430 hours, January 27, 2020. She disarmed her security system, then went into the basement. She said Eduardo was in the basement, attacked her, pointed a gun at her. She said that after Eduardo held her at gunpoint, he allowed her to go upstairs to greet her stepdaughter, Gannon Stauch, who had arrived home from school. LaMonster said she sent her outside to ride her bike, then returned to the basement where Eduardo vaginally penetrated her against her will at 1530 hours, 1630 hours. During this period, she believed that she hit her head and may have blacked out. Oh, okay, like, if you're in the basement and someone's raping you and your kid comes home or stepchild, whatever, and you go upstairs, wouldn't you take that child and run the hell out of the house and go call 911? It don't even make freaking sense to me. Don't make no sense to me. Of course, I'm just skimming this stuff here. Um, Okay, and here is okay. She says Letitia also said during the attack, Gannon jumped on Eduardo's back, and then Eduardo was able to throw Gannon off his back and across the room. After Eduardo had finished, he had the gun held to Gannon, demanded a suitcase. LaMonster provided him with a brown suitcase in a cardboard box. Eduardo attempted to sexually assault her again, but she hit her head and blacked out again. Letitia stated she tried to fight Eduardo off but was unsuccessful. I know from training and experience that if an individual holds another person at gunpoint, he or she would likely not allow the person to have an opportunity for escape, as LaMonster described being allowed to greet her stepdaughter upstairs before returning to the basement. Why would, is Gannon in the basement? Maybe that's why she's saying that she returned. I don't know. It just don't make sense. Most crucially, if LaMonster's story was accurate, any reasonable person would have immediately called 911 and reported the home invasion, rape, and kidnapping of their child. Letitia told law enforcement hours later she did not report the alleged rape until approximately 2 days later. Even of more significance, LaMonster said she cleaned up the area where this alleged attack happened. Why, if you were raped in your home, you would call 911. You would report it. I mean, some people don't report rape, but, I think if she was raped and, Gannon had witnessed this and tried to fight off this attacker, she would have called 911. Come on. And a rapist is not going to give you the opportunity to walk upstairs and greet a child that just got home from school. The one thing I picked up from Father's interview was when he said he gets teabagged more than anybody else in his life. Really? You know, and I'm not saying this about him, but some people, and especially I've noticed a lot of men like this. There's women probably too like it, but they will marry, let's just say they'll marry another woman and they'll listen to everything that woman says. I had this experience with my son's ex and his girlfriend. My son would tell me, and his dad thinks that this lady would say, well, she's not a lady. She would say, she would wait till Timothy's daddy went to the bathroom, right? She would get up in Timothy's ear and say, when the fuck you going home? He come and told me, hey, about got in a lot of trouble over that. That's all I'll say about it. About said something about flipped my switch on her. Let's just say that. But his dad, he'd just go along with her. So you know what? Timothy wasn't allowed to go down there no more until after he got rid of her. I'm not going to have anyone mentally abusing my child. I mean, I about got in a lot of trouble over that, really. I'm not going to let nobody do nothing to my child the way they did it to me. There's no adult on the face of this earth that's going to put fear into my child and intimidate my child. Hell no. Let's just say she ran from me and locked herself inside of a truck when I finally came face to face with her. I tried to bust the truck window out with my fist. It wouldn't bust. That's been about 7 years ago. When my ex-husband saw me, he told her to run. Because I'm a really nice person, but I can go psycho real quick when it's over my kid. I am just wondering if Gannon ever said to his mom or dad that this woman done stuff to him, or was he too scared? See, I always question my kid. Girl, my switch would have flew off the wall. Hey, I'll tell y'all the story. I'm going to try to talk low because Timothy's up in the living room. I knew that this happened, but her name was Tasha. Fucking bitch. If I ever get my hands on her, if I ever see her, she's going to get an ass whooping like no other. I'm going to stomp a mud hole in her ass. I don't care if I go to jail over it for the way she did my child. Anyways, I came face to face with her at Walmart and I pulled in, and this was back I was high. I was high and I was arrested that night at Walmart. That was back when I was active in addiction. I had took a few Xanaxes and that was not my drug of choice back then. I was on opiates. They did something to me, but it wouldn't matter what I would have been on. I could be sober, and if I'd have seen her, the same thing would have happened. But anyways, I got out of the car at Walmart, and it was around Christmas time. And I said, hey, Tim, come here. Let's talk about getting Timothy a bicycle for his Christmas. And then I seen her. I said, come here, bitch. Come here. Intimidate me. I said, I'm going to beat your fucking brains out. Excuse my language. That's what I told her. And I went charging after her, fist drawn back. She got in that truck. Tim told her to lock the door. I punched the window and she was laughing. I said, roll that window down and laugh at me. And I told her, I threatened her, I did. I said, if you ever effing scare my kid or think you're going to intimidate him, I'll kill you. I shouldn't have said that. I could have gotten in a lot of trouble, y'all. That's how fired up I was. How old? Okay, 7 years ago. Let's see. He's about 6 or 7 years old. She would wait till Tim went to the bathroom and get up in my son's face and whisper, when you effing going home, you brat? I hate your mommy. This woman hated me and never had any dealings with me. She hated me because I was married to Tim, and she was jealous of me. Jealous of me for no reason, so she thought she was going to fucking abuse my son after the bitch sold her kids. Let me tell you what she did. She sold her kids to her mommy. Her mommy said, I'll pay off all your fines if you give me your kids and sign away your rights. And that's what she did. Yeah. Thank God he's with someone that's totally different now. He got remarried. She's got kids. She knows I'm crazy, so she knows not to mess with my kid. She's a good person now. Sorry, guys. Hey, yeah, thank you, Bewildered Sir. Y'all don't think bad of me because I cussed and stuff, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm a different person when you mess with my kid or you make me mad. I'm not the nice, respectable CC Celeste, whatever you want to call me. Yeah, I went to jail that night. Anyways, I didn't go to jail over that, but I went to jail over something else. That's the last time, 7 years ago. But yeah. What? It's Cement's birthday? Happy birthday, Cement Shoes. That's how hey, y'all, I lose my mind over my kid. Like, I know y'all could never see me probably acting like that is a true story. You know, I try to keep it real with y'all in here. So please don't judge me. That was 7 years ago. But I would do it all over again. If I see her out in public, I'm going to jail. That's just the way it is. And she knows it. I'm going to give her an ass whooping that she's never had before. She knows it. She's scared to death of me. It's a wonder she didn't get me in trouble for threatening her. But I mean everything I said to her. I mean it. If she ever does anything to my child, she'll be in a body bag. Plain and simple. But she'll never be around him again, so. Queen C, hey girl. He made my son out to be a liar. That was his response. He made my son out to be a liar, and you can ask Timothy still to this day, and he'll tell you the same story. Timothy has never lied on anybody in his life. He has never said, oh, so-and-so did something to me, and it not be true. Nobody has ever did anything to him except for her. Freaking meth head. Yeah, I might have had a drug addiction problem in the past, but at least I wasn't them on meth. Crazy asses. Terrain, one time I dragged my sister off the couch during a fight. Hey, wait, see, one time I got in a fight with this girl. She came to my door and she squirted off to me, and I throwed her off the porch. I picked her up like a wrestler, throwed her off my porch. That was years ago. I could hold my own. There's one thing, being abused by men made me one tough woman. I can hold my own in a fight if I got to defend myself for my son. Yeah, in the right stream. Yeah, Wendy B, you're in the right stream. I was just going on about the old days. I went to the drug tank twice. No judgment here. Sober for years now. Oh, I love y'all too, Wendy B, and everybody, Mel, everybody. Yeah, I've been to the drunk tank too. Yeah. Let's see. How many times have I been? I got public intoxication one time. I was in a fight then too. I used to fight, y'all. I used to fight. I mean, why do you feel terrible? Oh, because of the video? Well, Mel, do you remember when I thought it was Andrew's birthday, aka cement shoes, but it was really your husband's birthday? And I did that video. Oh, that stings a kid. My grandfather made me out to be a liar to my grandmother. It crushed me. Well, I think that's why Timothy don't go visit his dad a lot. It's because of that. I think he holds that against him. I encourage him to visit his dad, though. I tell him it's very important to have a good relationship with your dad. But when he was with that other woman, that trashy woman years ago, no, we wouldn't allow him to go there no more after we learned that happened. My mom handles stuff better than me. See, I went off my rockers about it. Quincy, I'll beat the brakes off of you. Here's what I like to say, Quincy. I'll stump a mud hole in your ass. Oh. Hey, you got to stand up for your kids. I know violence is not the answer, but I got resentment and hatred for that woman over my son. And if I ever see her, she better run again. She better run to the damn police. My kid abused while he was at his dad's when he was 4, and when they took the girl who did it, which was 14, hauled her off for years. They thought I made up until more stuff went on. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bieber. Mine is, I'll beat 7 shades of shit out of you. That's a good one. I'll knock your teeth down your throat. 37 years sober now, thank God. 7 years sober here, thank God too, Emily. Thank God. I could not go back to that lifestyle, y'all. I couldn't. It's so miserable. We all do stupid things. That's right, Tina. That's right. Hey, we got to live and learn. Learn from your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But you just got to learn from them and not repeat them. No, leave it, Bieber. I didn't mean that about meth addicts. I got 2 brothers that's addicted to meth, girl. I'm just saying, I was just saying that towards that Tasha girl. Let me tell y'all what she did to me. This is how crazy she was, and I didn't know it for a long time. She hacked my Facebook profile and changed my bio And on my bio, she said, I'm addicted to heroin, opiates, I like to shoot dope, all kinds of stuff. And I know it was her. That was years ago. Yes, she did. And one day I was on there and I just so happened to go to my bio and look. And I know it was her. My password was easy to figure out at the time because it was Timothy 2006. I don't use that password anymore. But so she figured it out. Yeah. Who else would have done that? Come on. She was the only person I was having problems with. Girl, I was waiting on you to read it. That's fine. I was just saying, it's nothing against people that's got a meth addiction, just her. I'm just saying, she used to, like, she got on my bio and said stuff about heroin and opiates and stuff like that, but yet she smoked meth, shot meth, you know. She sounds like a rabbit buller. Hey, my ex liked to have never gotten rid of her. Like it was good for him too. She was a stalker. She stalked him forever. And thank God he's got a new woman named Melanie now. And she seems to be a pretty good person. I've never talked to her. But from what my mom says, I don't deal with my ex. I don't deal with exes at all. But she seems to be pretty good. She's got a kid that's autistic and she's got two kids, but the youngest one's autistic and she just seems like a good person. She's not a druggie. She's, I think, one of those personal care nurses. Andrew, I hope you have a good day. We all had drinks as a teenager. I used to drink Light Feather, Boone's Farm wine. You know, I wouldn't mind to have a beer with y'all on here, but you know, I've thought about it and I've said I was going to before, but you know, like we have Emily in the chat. She is a recovering alcoholic. I'm not putting out her business, but she, you know, she says it in the chat sometimes. And I don't want to trigger anyone. You know what I mean? My girlfriend could write a book about the stalker she had. Really, she should. Black Rose, good to see you. Oh, you had a benign mass on your thyroid? Goodness. Sorry to hear that. Hope you get to feeling better. Boone's Farm, yes, the grape was so cheap. I like the, what was it? The strawberry kind. Morgan. Mad Dog and Boone's Farm wine as a kid. Oh, God, how do you stand that Mad Dog? I couldn't stand it back in the day. I drank Boone's Farm wine. Let me tell y'all something funny. Like, I'd done what I wanted as a teenager. Like, I didn't have no supervision. My mom's, you know, she's changed now, but I didn't have no supervision. I lived the lifestyle of 20-year-olds. I come and went as I wanted. But anyways, I'd come in, I'd be drinking Boone's Farm wine. My mom would never say nothing. She wouldn't know it. And then I would come in stone cold sober and she'd accuse me of drinking. And I'm like, what the crap? CC, talk about whatever you want. Doesn't bother me. Well, I mean, Emily, I was just talking about, like, you know, doing a members only stream, having a beer. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to trigger nobody. Girl, it was free to me. I was like 14 when they treat me with PGA. My life was never the same. That shit is like, what is PGA? Strawberry Hill. That's it, Cheryl. Strawberry Hill's good. And I'm just not much of a drinker. Me and Mark used to drink quite a bit together when we first met and stuff, but we just don't drink much. He drinks some moonshine in the evenings, sometimes before bed, but you know, he don't get drunk. He was feeling good the other night professing his love. But that's about it. I always say, hey, I'm going to have a beer, and I never do. PGA, pure grain alcohol. What is that stuff called? Everclear. That stuff will kill you if you drink too much of it. Any liquor will, but Everclear's strong. My daddy was a preacher, so I was a good girl. Yeah, right, Shug. Preachers' daughters are never good girls. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure of natural girl now, except for I'm more of a natural girl now, except for my 6 and 5 hour energy. Yeah. I watch John Ward's lives. I always want a beer. I don't know him. Has he got good streams? Because I'm trying to find some more streams so I can go in and chat, I don't really have anywhere to chat at anymore. Well, Emily, I just wanted to be respectful, because I know sometimes, like, I have talked to other addicts while they've been high and stuff, and it triggers me. Don't make me want to relapse, but I don't know. It kind of agitates me. I just try to be respectful. You need to start streaming Bieber. We need to do that one stream that we've been discussing. Because if I come up on your panel, I can screen share too. You just got to present me. It's easy. And we'll do that one stream I was talking about. I don't want to give it away. Shook says, hey, we tried to. I was just kidding about preacher's daughters. That's a saying we have around here. Uh, honestly, some of the wildest girls that I went to school with, a couple of them were preacher's daughters, and they were wilder than I was, and that's pretty wild. I wish I hadn't been such a free spirit and in high school and trying to be all cool and stuff. I should have focused on my studies. You want to shoot for Monday? Yeah, we can do Monday's morning live stream on your channel. And we'll do that article thing I sent you. And then Red Rum Media, she's wanting me to do a stream with her. I don't know if we're going to pre-record it and upload it or live stream it. I don't know. And as soon as I get some time, we'll be doing another stream about some kind of infamous killer, serial killer. May not be a serial killer, but something. If y'all have any suggestions for a live stream topic, like let's just say John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, anybody like that, just let me know and we can do it. I actually thought about doing Susan Smith again. I mean, I know we did Susan a long time ago, but we got a lot of new viewers now, and I know a lot about that case. So I think that would be a good one to do. We should do that game where you solve a murder. Could you do another crime quiz one day? Absolutely, Ariana. Yeah, if y'all got any suggestions, stream that you want to see, just let me know. I'm always, open to ideas from other people. Half blue moon, half cherry wheat is really good. So lots of them. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Gene. Oh, blue moon beer. Okay, I got you now. Sometimes I'll read the chat and y'all will be talking to somebody else, and I am so freaking confused. Reporting live from my soap. Oh, I love Paul. We used to do streams together, but him and I, we just got so busy and stuff, and he's got his podcast. I love Paul. He's awesome. He's one that don't do drama either. I've never even heard him speak about drama, maybe once. Right now with Tori is a great mellow place to chat. Oh, I'm going to have to write that down. Yeah, I've been looking for places to chat because there's certain places I can't go no more because I get triggered. And then it makes me want to rant. And I'm not down for all that. You know what I mean? It's just YouTube. So when things like that happen, guys, it's just best like to do your own thing, you know? Don't go where you're triggered or something upsets you. That's why I'm going to have to do it. Because I've been pretty upset lately about something, and it gets under my skin a lot. Bad. But anyhow. Join in extra banter. Say, I'm joining your gang next week, payday. I'll be able to join. Hey, let me say something about, okay, Ariana. Thank you, sweetie. Let me say something about the channel membership. I've got more people in the $1.99. I wish I just had one thing, $1.99, not $1.99 and $2.99. Because I don't think the people that's on the $2.99 one can use the emojis that I uploaded. And that's not right. Emily, can you try to use an emoji again? Should. That's a great idea. I'm going to look into that. Okay. Emily, are you in the $2.99 or $1.99? Is anybody in the $2.99 level that's in here right now? Yes, you can, like Feather said. Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't know because Emily said she couldn't use her emojis the other day. And then when you go punch on this join right here, it says loyalty badges next to your name in comments and live chats, custom emojis to use in live chats, and shout outs and videos. That's under the $1.99 one. Okay, the $2.99 one, the Cool Kids Club. That's what I changed the name to. I wish I just had the $1.99 label, to be honest. I didn't know. It doesn't show the stickers, but they should be able to use them. Should be able to. Oh, let me stop screen sharing here. I am way over my time this morning. I about used all my streaming hours for StreamYards this month again. But that's okay. Totally fine. Oh, yeah. I watched Pet Idol again last night. The winners were picked. My dog Blizzard won. That was my fave. Thank God. If that dog hadn't have won, I was going to be pissed. I was going to say, hey, this is a scam. Because that dog was the best in show, best all around, most talented. He should have won it all. Oh, no, that was Super Chat that wasn't working. Oh, okay. Oh, Ariana, thank you. You're so sweet. Pamela Lake, yikes. Have you ever talked about American serial killers, Charles Lake and Charles N.J.? No, I've not. Never heard of that. Here, let me write it down. I'm going to have to go, guys. I hear my son. I got to go fix him some breakfast. He just got up. He's been up for about 20 minutes, but he's like me. He can't eat as soon as he gets up. He's got to get his blood circulating. What memberships are you talking about? I haven't joined it yet, have I? And I have. Oh, it's just You're in the membership, Shug. Leonard Lake, and what's the NG? What's that last name? I tried the D Live Cheryl. Oh gosh, I hate trying new things. Y'all know it. And I just felt so weird. I just felt so weird because I didn't know some of the people. I only did one video and it was only like for a few minutes. Yeah. But you know what? We could, like when we stream in the mornings here, we could stream it to D Live too. We could do that. I think D Live, you make more money. Oh, it's an Asian last name. Oh, okay. Where do you join? You've already joined the membership, Shook. I do got Patreon now. Oh, I did get my own PayPal. I see Mel just posted it. Not that I want anybody putting anything on there. No, 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 no. I'm just saying I'm gaining my independence, you know, doing things on my own. I don't like D-Lab. I don't really like it that much either. I mean, you got to buy those little stickers. That's what I call them. To put in the chat. Linos, whatever it's called. Great way to finish my morning. Started with MF and Lynette, and now all of you be safe out there and safer still when you go out. Love you all. Too mean to mention. Oh, Emily, you're so sweet. We love you too. Have a good day. Yeah, you all have a good day. I'm going to end this stream and go check on my son, and I'm sure the dogs are wanting to go out by now and see what he wants for breakfast. Oh, by the way, y'all, I've heard no chirping in my eggs incubating. I was supposed to have some hatch today, no chirping, and I've kept the temperature and humidity right. I turn them ever so often, and still no chirping. So there's no smell coming from them. So maybe they're still cooking in the oven. Maybe we'll have some baby chicks soon. I'm hoping if any of them hatch, I can get it on camera as they're hatching. Yeah, but I got 10 eggs, so maybe one will hatch. You can't candle them. You can't candle them, Mel Mel, because they're so dark. The brown ones are so dark, and the blue ones, you cannot candle them. Or either I'm not doing it right. I've tried. You know, I've watched, I got a good friend in the reptile community. He's got over 1 million subscribers. Brian Barchak, BHB Reptiles. And he was telling me how to candle them, but I can't do it. You could do the float. Just, oh, sure. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that, girl. I love reptiles too. Well, maybe I'll try with the torch, Meow Meow. But anyways, I'm going to get off here. Cement Shoes, a.k.a. Andrew, happy birthday. I was glad you found my channel, you and your lady. I love y'all to death. I hope you have a great birthday. I hope your dad and your family's doing well. Also, but anyways, and thanks again, Shug, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And thank you all that support me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the morning, God willing. Please remember Mommy Ramblings in your thoughts and prayers. Love you guys. Peace and love.